Yeah. Thank you. Tech Talks on the Boardwalk with Doc Peace. And what's your name?
Laninyenbuh.
Lanin.
Yeah, Lanin is easy that way.
Gold. Okay. So let's dive right on in. I'm curious to know what's been your experience with the emerging technologies recently.
Okay, that's a good topic though, cause like I have a lot of friends that are ITs, and they keep telling me like how the world is advancing in like in technology and stuff. It's actually good that the world is advancing in that way, but there's my problem is the more the technology get advanced, the stupid people get.
What do you mean by that? Who are you referring to when you say the stupid people?
All right, for example, I have cousins, right? They're very young, and they spend 24 hours on TikTok. So they're not advanced like the old like when in the 90s we used to read books. But now everyone is on TikTok, swiping, doing all of this extra stuff that don't make sense to me.
How do you think that's affecting the way that they actually communicate?
Okay, like for example, because they're kids, you know, they communicate poorly and start using all these slangs and stuff that don't actually make sense. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Yeah.
Do you think that it's good though, because as we're heading into this world where like tech is evolving in a way that it's going to start integrating more and more into our daily life. So do you think that it's good preparation for them to already be familiar with these tools?
Oh yeah, it's good for them to be familiar with the tools, but my problem is they're getting too invested into it. Instead of them, like, okay, this is the best example in like Asian countries, right? The kids don't use their phones. They go to school and study more maths, English to perfect the languages and perfect like just a small skills. Yeah. But unlike in America, it's more of I got an iPhone 15, I got an iPhone 12. They just focus on like the worthy things. Yeah, they're not focusing about like this normal stuff.
Okay.
On like for example, this is the best example, right? If you stop these kids out here, you'll be like 21, they're gonna finish, do something for me. You know that song, right? Instead of counting 22, 23. Have you seen that TikTok? Now the focus on more like what's out in general and stuff like that.
So rather than thinking for their own selves, it becomes like a pulling from this pool of like what they've seen online, and it's just about like duplicating what they've seen rather than thinking for their own.
Yeah, that's also I'll bring my grandmom a lot because she's helped me a lot. So my grandmom always says the richest people, their kids don't have the smartest phone. Their kids have a certain time they're on their phone, and their kids have like certain time to be used be on the internet. But unlike poor people, their kids are 24/7 on their phone. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Okay. So it's in order for us to be more useful as a society, we need to start having limits for ourselves. So like parents can instill limits for kids, but what about adults instilling limits for themselves?
Yeah, see that comes with self-control. You know, if you can discipline yourself, like there's this thing on TikTok, I don't know if you know it, you can set an amount of time you're allowed to use TikTok. So when I use TikTok for an hour, that pops off, so I have to be like, oh, I've been on TikTok an hour.
Does it kick you off automatically, or do you have to consciously say, okay, my time's up, let's go?
I wish it would have been a way for them to kick you off automatic.
So there is.
I don't know.
AI. There's an AI tool that actually, I forget the actual name of it, but we can drop it in the notes here. It's a tool that allows you to limit your time and hold yourself accountable by kicking you off certain social media platforms where it won't let you even touch it, let alone click into it and engage. No notifications pop up during that time frame that you say nope.
That's nice. I wish because like for my TikTok is after an hour I have to like put my password. It takes me off the face and actually let me post my password in. So if I put my password in, then I continue to use TikTok. But if I don't type it in, I just go off the website.
Okay, so adding that extra step stops you from going back into it. Okay, but imagine if you had that tool, right? Like, where it just completely blocks you out. Even if you were in the middle of something, it's like, nope, your time is up. Like a parent, right? It's like a parent putting their foot down.
Yeah, but for me, it all comes down to self-discipline, you know? If you can discipline yourself that, hey, it's time for me to get off TikTok and be more productive.
Yeah.
That's the best way it's gonna go. But me, I know I for personally, because like if I have a free day and I'm on TikTok and it comes on, I should put my password and continue watching TikToks. That's where the self-discipline comes in. I just feel like, and have you not? I'm asking you. You have TikTok, right?
Yeah, I do.
Have you noticed that you don't see Chinese on TikTok?
Yeah, I heard that one of the reasons why is because every certain amount of minutes, correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's listening here and they're in China or in another country that limits the amount of social media use, or if they know about this particular system that's in place where it stops you and you have to solve some sort of trivia game in order to continue moving forward. And so it challenges you to use your brain for a minute, to pull yourself away from just reading and not engaging, to finally like doing something with your own knowledge. So that's an interesting strategy. Do you think that we in America should implement something like that?
So this is the problem with Americans, like the freedom of speech, freedom to do whatever they want to do. You all can do it that way, but other countries are gonna keep advancing. But since we stuck with freedom of this, I want to do it my way. Even if they do it, they're gonna find ways to like move around it. That's because like I did not notice this right until like a few weeks ago, where one of my friends from China came to work, and then he was like, "You have TikTok?" I'm like, "Yeah." They don't have TikTok. Instead, they have like, it's called a WeChat. It's kind of like TikTok, but it's not actually TikTok.
Really?
And then that's when it started clicking. Oh, when I swipe on TikTok, I don't see Chinese people doing it.
That's a good point.
I'm like,
I just thought they weren't in my feed.
Exactly. No. In general, you hardly see it.
Okay, that's interesting because TikTok is made by in China. So if they're not even letting their own citizens use this platform, there's something about this platform to be said.
I'm just saying. And people like, unless you explain it to someone, they're not going to understand or see that, oh, it's actually a problem. Because I'm not going to say it, but at the end of the day, you're free to do whatever you want to do, you feel me? I'm not going to judge you. I have TikTok. I post on TikTok almost all the time. But you do you.
Cheers to freedom.
Hey,
you do you. Anything else that you'd like to share with our tech talk on the Boardwalk family?
It's probably going to be like the AIs. Nah. Because AIs, like, if you watch Elon Musk, he said that if we keep involved in what's the word? Like working hard on AIs, it's going to ruin the US populations. Because look at what the AIs can do. They can like take you and like take people voices and ask them to do stuffs, and then like I don't know if you understand what I mean.
I do. I
like
know exactly what you mean.
Where they use like the president's voice to say stuff like that.
Yeah.
They can use it against you, and like it's just going weird.
So you think that going down that path of basically giving AI these tools, they can actually come back and people can use it against us?
Yeah.
Like giving AI your voice or giving the machines your way of thinking, it could come back
against us. Oh, we can do it. This for my own explanation of doing it the right way is probably gonna be like limit the amount of people that can access AIs.
But who would you choose to have that power?
That's the question. Who would you choose? Because now, for example, if 6 years old can access AI, what is he can use the AIs and do weird stuff online. Because nowadays you can use an AI to make money. You just pay the AI to walk around and gather money. And then now that the world is advancing, someone can use an AI to go and scam people.
It's true.
Get
There's
money
always
from
going to be someone who wants to use it for the bad. But what about using it for the good?
That's what I'm saying. There's always going to be a positive and a negative side effect. But most people don't look at the good. They're always going to look at, oh, it's the bad. It's the bad. But hey, do you? That's like
You do you.
You do you.
That's the theme of this tech talk. You do you. Goal. Thank you so much for the conversation, for your insights and your light.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us for Tech Talks on the Boardwalk.